Hello everyone, and welcome to a professional match of StarCraft 2. Spawning in the top left corner of Moondance, we're looking at a red Protoss player. From USA, he is Neeb. In the opposite corner, from South Korea, we're looking at our blue Terran player, and he goes by the name of Gumiho. Neeb versus Gumiho on Moondance. This was played at HomeStory Cup XXI, and we will have to see how this goes. Now, I've casted a game of Neeb before. I did a PvP of him, and just a quick recap on Neeb. Very good player from America. He's doing very well again, and he tends to just play a very strong, very standard style of Protoss. He doesn't win by trickery, he just plays, better than his opponent. On the other hand, Gumiho, he's a very good player, don't get me wrong, but Gumiho is known to sometimes play very, very differently. He often favors strange build orders, and he used to like mech a lot. He still does do a little bit of mech, but not quite as much as he used to. But yeah, let's see what creative things he can come up with. So, we have the low ground expansion for Gumiho, as well as for Neeb, who just takes his. He's got his gas up, he has his cyber core up, and I kind of like what he's doing here. He's kind of making little choke points here. Now, he's obviously going to fill this with a gateway, I'm assuming. But this is really good to control Hellion run-bys or Hellion drops or anything like that. Meanwhile, we see a tech lab for Gumiho going up. So he got out a single marine, which is now exploring, probably looking for proxies. And he's going into marauders and the concussive shells, research. Now, this is often done with a proxy, but he's just doing it from his main base. Now, this is really good because marauders are pretty strong against stalkers, which your average Protoss player would go for. And with the concussive shells, wow, that's hard to say. They slow the whoever they're shooting. So yeah, going with stalkers, this could do a nice bit of damage. Twilight Council, meanwhile, coming up for Neeb. He might want to be having a look. This Oracle Adept is going to go across, and Neeb sees it, and he sees the concussive shells. He notices that slightly slower reaction there. Okay, he's going to try to get rid of that marine, is he? Or is he just going to fly through? Yeah, he's going to defend. So, is Neeb going to panic defend here? I don't think he will. I mean, it's just one marine and a marauder, but there will be a couple more on the way. Actually, just one more. So, one probe falling so far. Okay, this was just very, very light aggression. I mean, here come two more, so I don't want to write them off. Look at them, they deal so much damage to stalkers. But I don't think Gumiho is going to get too much done here. Now, it's not a terrible thing. It's not like he's behind, because he was going to go into that research anyway. You're going to against Protoss, you're going to get concussive shells eventually. This Marauder, I don't think he's going to get too much done. Yep, splat. Meanwhile, we have some Widow Mines. Is this one just going to take a walk across the map? No, I think he's just going to try to get into that choke. We have the Robo for Neeb along with a fast warp prism. So he's going to try to get a little bit aggressive. Probably warp in a bunch of stalkers. He's getting a bunch of gateways. Well, 2. It's going to take him up to 4. And blink is done. So let's see. Ooh, that is a good catch. That would have been a Widow Mine drop. Ooh, the blink is done. Okay, Gumiho's dancing. Don't lose that. That is bad. He lost 2 water mines in that medevac. I mean, not only does he need the medevac, picks off that pro. No, he didn't. Oh, he hit the SCV. Nice little bit of micro there. Losing that medevac is bad. I mean, that would have been the aggression, but also for the healing. You know, those medevacs do pretty good in the healing department. Stim is on the way. Gumiho is prepared for those stalkers to jump into the main base. That cannon, I can't say the unit's names today. The siege tank is going to do pretty well defending. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, a couple of sloppy little mistakes here early. It's going to be maybe a couple of worky kills here. That's 2 so far. Gumiho stimming with his army. So now this is where he needs to be careful, because without medevacs, he can only stim so many times. At the same time, we have the Dark Shrine coming up. These guys are actually, they're just trying to outmaneuver and out-trick each other. Although, both of them are struggling with their dropships. So far, at least. I said that, I can't talk. They're a lot better than me. Neeb is also going into that robotics bay. Okay, he tries to catch another medevac. That's a good catch again by Neeb. That was very quick reactions. Okay, just keep doing a little bit of damage with those stalkers. Trying to get rid of this army. But look how low they are. Okay, there comes a medevac to start healing up. That's going to be good. He needs that heal. Do we see any DTs? We see the wall prism going across. Third base coming up for both players. Alright, so he's going to warp the DTs. Send 2 across to the natural. And 2 into the main. Now, if there's no detection, this could be pretty dangerous. +1 weapons finishing there, by the way, for Gumiho. He sees it. Does he have a scan? I don't know if he has a scan. Okay, he has 1 scan there. At the same time, these DTs are stopping all mining in the main base. Okay, I think he got rid of both of them. And another scan does come out. 10 probes, 11 probes. That one actually stays alive. SCVs, you know what I mean. That thing. Oh, this DT's still going. Meanwhile, at the same time, he's pressuring the front with the stalkers. They're doing some good damage to that supply depot. Okay, this DT eventually goes down. That's 17 worker kills. Another DT here in the third base. The war prism, that's just hanging around here. And Gumiho's kind of losing it a little bit. This DT is going to go back in. He doesn't have too much in the way of a scan. That's 19. Alright, I think he got in range of the turret there. This base is just going to lift up, but this DT is being very annoying. Eventually the Terran units are going to come, but they need to be careful. Yeah, there's no scan, so he's just running around. He's trying to land the base so that he can scan. Okay, he eventually does clean it up. Zealot here. We have the Forge coming up. At the same time, we have Colossus and Extended Thermal Lance coming up. Neeb is in a very good position here. His army might be a bit smaller because of those Dark Templar, but it doesn't really matter because he's gonna start really warping in a lot of units. He's got a good worker lead. So yeah, I think Neeb is in pretty decent spot. I don't think he can complain too much. We have a couple of Zealots being warped in. Neeb deciding that he's done with the Dark Templar. At this point, it's the surprise is gone, so I don't blame him just for going for Zealots. Keep his gas for things like the Colossi. And he's getting charge. Here's another DT going for a little bit of a walk. He's just experiencing the world. Traveling really far. Is he on patrol move there? Neeb's also going for a pretty quick 4th base. 9 minutes. Not too quick. And now Gumiho is just trying to defend. Now this is a nice little map for defending because of that pocket 3rd. Those Liberators are going to be very good. That missile turret is also going to mean that that DT can't get in. So Neeb's just going to move him away a little bit. He's just keeping an eye on the army with it. And he has been spotted. Okay, so the pros actually... Well, I mean not only the pros, but when those Dark Templars walk around, they do show a little bit of a glimmer. Don't lose the wall prism. Okay, seems to be fine. Protoss army maneuvering. It did look like he wanted to go for a walkthrough, a walk across the map. 3 Colossus so far. Disruptors coming up. Now, gumiho doesn't really have an answer to the Colossus. He's got the 2 Liberators, but they're going around, so he's probably going to harass with them. He also doesn't have too much in the way. Okay, he's getting ghosts. Ghosts are going to be good. That EMP ability, very, very good. Very good for taking away the shields of all of these units. At this point, both players just macroing up, teching up. We've got +1 coming up for Neeb, +2 ground weapons for gumiho. +1's going to finish, and this is the point where Neeb decides he is going to be attacking. He's got a good amount of zealots. The Colossi are here. Okay. Ooh, good disruptors. Just zoning that army away. I thought I saw an EMP land, but it doesn't look like these stalkers took any shield damage. Good setup here with the Liberators. Oof. Good hit there by the mine, doing a nice bit of damage. Disruptor gonna come in, get rid of that. At the same time, gumiho's just decided that he's gonna run across and he's gonna try to do damage on his own. Oh, watch the disruptor. No! Big hit on that disruptor. Yeah, you've got to get out of there. That did not go at all as you planned. Neeb just defending like a champion. These stalkers coming in to try grab the medevacs. And they really might. He grabs one. Luckily it's not one of the full ones. Yeah. Gumiho's in a little bit of trouble. Luckily those medevacs can't be reached, so he's just going to hang them out there, which is not ideal because there's a Protoss army on his doorstep. Gumiho is setting up with a bunch of Liberators. That is not a choke point you want to necessarily go up against. The worker counts are actually quite even. Army supply also very good. Upgrades looking not too bad. +1 ship, well, +1 all over, and +1 for Neeb. So they're on equal upgrades. I guess Terran has the armor upgrade, which is pretty good. We have a zealot run by here. Never mind, they're just going to join up with the army again. Okay, but gumiho is he's sitting back quite defensively. Very ambitious blink forward into those disruptor zones, just getting rid of the disruptors. Ooh, I think Neeb actually hit more of his own units with that disruptor. Okay, he's doing some good damage. At the same time though, we do have a couple of Terran units running across. 9 SCVs going down. Big disruptor hits there. Gumiho is in a lot of trouble. It's great that he's doing some damage on this side, but that's going to be cleaned up. And yeah, Neeb's just got a big army on this side. I mean, yeah, he's taken out a base, but he can't fight this army. Gumiho doing the Terran thing, lifting. Well, okay, he's just lifting the command center, so nothing too major. And he's in a lot of trouble at this stage. Gumiho trying to be very annoying, trying to pull that Protoss army back, but it's not going to happen. They're just going to carry on. He has lost so many workers. Alright, using the disruptor to get rid of the sensor tower. Why not? In the meantime, oh, the zealot could have carried on. Bunch of Dark Templar actually being used as part of the army. So they were used for base defense, and now they're just part of the army without enough scans, which, you know, Gumiho doesn't have. He's got a planetary on this side, so that doesn't help. He's remaking a lot of his infrastructure, just trying to get back up, but his supply is looking really bad. He's dropped a lot of workers. DT gets caught on this side. Ooh, the War Prism's going to be caught. That is not great. That means Neeb's going to find it very hard to reinforce. He's blinking on top of this tank, trying to get rid of it. The DT coming in. A couple of disruptors. Okay, Gumiho's dodging nicely, but there's more where that came from. Bang, bang. Some big hits. Yeah, and Neeb is just going to run through this army. Gumiho is defending for his life, but there's not too much more he's got left. Neeb is firmly in the lead. He's got enough disruptors that they can probably take the army, well, or they can use it to destroy supply depots. Interesting. Well, I mean, he's got enough. They'll cool down in time to be able to attack again. Stalkers coming in to reinforce, or just standing in a line. Okay. That was weird. They'll just kind of lined up. He obviously hotkeyed them with the army and put them on hold command. Disruptor, okay, just taking a little bit of damage onto the barracks. He's going to try get those Marines. The DT, meanwhile, is having a good time. He does get picked off. Disruptor ball coming through. Siege tank's going to be very good on this high ground, but I think too much has been lost already. Good splits there by Gumiho. Very good splits. The Zealots coming through. GG is called. Neeb just has way too much, and he takes the match. So yeah, that was a very interesting one. A couple of different strategies, and Neeb showing at the end that he was the stronger player in this one. If you enjoyed this, then please drop a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support that's been on the channel lately. I mean, it's really getting a lot of views, and that's really what it's all about. I just want to share StarCraft with everyone else. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.